Ooh, okay.
Hello, everybody. This is the Mole Sisters. To bless your ears. I'm Elise, and
I'm Michaela, and we're just here to talk to y'all about some really exciting things. We are just two girls that both happen to have moles on our faces. The whole idea around this podcast is just giving us an opportunity. We're like, Elise is more into the artsy side of things. And I obviously love art, but I'm also not like trained in it, haven't really taken any classes in it. I am, however, a professional musician and I teach music, so I'm more on the classical music side of things. And there just isn't enough out there just casually kind of talking and giving information on females in these fields. And anytime I have tried to listen to a podcast about this material, it's some like dry ass whatever, hour and a half long. Bitch, just get to the point. I love learning history, but I'm not trying to make it a whole lecture. So, we're just going to give you a brief synopsis of different women throughout history in both art and music and have fun while we're doing it. Just keeping it light, keeping it fresh. We're under no pretenses to be the most well versed in this field. We are casually researching. We are using good old Google and hoping to find good sources, but I always encourage fact checking and, checking your sources. We'll be doing our best to give you good information, but who knows? Some of it might come from a Reddit thread or Wikipedia, and you know how reliable those are. So, we're doing our best.
yeah,
But
yeah,
Elise is going to start us off with a painter. Painter?
yeah,
Painter.
painter. Yeah,
Yes.
I did a little bit of research on this lady. Like Michaela said, feel free to check your sources because I tried my best, but we'll see. So this is Artemisia Gentileschi. Oh my god. I totally butchered that. Okay, let me try that again.
Are you, are you sure you want to talk about this one? Can you say her name?
Okay. Artemisia. Wait. I got it. I was saying it just fine before. Artemisia Gentileschi. There we go.
Oh,
Okay. Artemisia Gentileschi.
you got it.
Anyway, so she's this painter from Italy. She is pretty well known now since around, I think she gained popularity in like the 20th century, the early 20th century, but she was born in 1593. So it took quite a bit.
Oh, she's like old bitch. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
she's old, but she had a very interesting life, and from what I looked into her message is pretty popular, but that's not necessarily the message she was trying to share. So I kind of want to share like what the message is that people think now and
Okay.
what she was trying to create. So again, she was born in Italy in Rome. She was the oldest daughter. She had three younger brothers.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Rome during that time was pretty unsafe, so she basically just stayed home all day. She didn't go to school because she was a female, so she actually didn't learn to read or write until like her 20s.
Yeah, wait, that's like neuroplasticity is past their prime.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy that okay, you know what? Go off, queen. All right.
Yeah. So she just stayed at home with her youngest brother. Her mother died in childbirth, so she also became like the primary caregiver for her brothers too.
Where was the father?
He was busy, I guess.
He was a typical man
Yeah.
doing anything but caring for their children. Sorry, okay, CJ, that's not targeted at you. I know you're gonna be a good dad one day, but
Yeah. Yeah.
these men ain't fucking shit, is the point of what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, she did learn quite a few things from her father because her father was a painter as well.
Mhm.
So she was like his apprentice, and he taught her a lot of what she knew. And I don't know to what extent she was like the primary caregiver, if he helped.
Yeah. So we don't know if there's, like, daddy issues here
I
or
mean, we'll hear more about it, but her father wasn't as horrible as some of the men I think were then. But also, this is coming from minimal knowledge. He could be like a serial killer, yeah, rapist,
and
whatever.
also in that time, the bar was in hell.
Oh
So,
yeah.
he
Yeah.
probably still didn't wipe his ass. So,
Yeah.
nothing has changed over the years, you know?
Anyway, with that, since she was a female, she couldn't just be going around to places. So the only places she really went were her home and her church, her local church. So the only
Ooh.
artwork that she ever really saw in her life from when she was becoming a painter was the artwork in the church or whatever her father came up with, you know? That's also crazy because all these other men have all these resources and then she can whip out like these fantastic works, you know?
Just imagine what would have happened had she been educated at an earlier age and
Right.
given what a concept. I would also like to add, just as an interlude, that we are both ex-evangelicals. Our father was a youth pastor growing up, and we
At a
have
Baptist church, mind you.
well, it was yeah, it was a weird denomination that was, like, similar to Baptist, but also close to non I don't know what was going on there, but basically, it was a little whack. We have a lot of religious trauma. Both of us have been through extensive therapy as a result, and we don't feel very fondly about the church. So if you hear remarks of disgust over most of these people somehow being connected to a church, we do apologize in advance, but also we stand on that because fuck that shit. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, so she started painting when she was a teenager. And like by 17, she had nailed it. Like it was professional paint,
Damn.
like a professional painting.
Yeah? Want to
Um,
say that again?
but that like echoed throughout the apartment. That was crazy.
I heard that echo.
Bounced off the walls here.
That was heard around the world, all the way
Oh
to
man.
the upper East Coast.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
so with her painting style, so it was like more naturalism, so like very realistic, which her father was as well, but they said even more so her because she really knew what a woman's body looked like and she was able
Oh
to
yeah.
paint it like perfectly.
I mean, she was very up close and personal with a woman's body, you know.
Yeah.
Was she, sorry to jump to conclusions here perhaps, but was she a lesbian?
You know, it could be. It could be. We'll explain more, but
Okay.
I could see it. So, also in her paintings, she painted her own face or some characteristic of herself in every painting she did, which I think is pretty cool. It doesn't mean that she's like the focal point, but like there's something about her that is in each of the paintings that she made. So, she I think is popular today being known for she had a traumatic experience. She was raped by a man, and in her paintings it often depicts women violently murdering their attackers, which
Hell yeah.
yeah, we'll get into that, and that is like badass bitch. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
whatever. No wonder you're so popular, but there's also other things that need to be included to fully grasp that's not only what she did, and there's like
Okay.
so many things involved. But one of the things that set her apart than I think a lot of the painters of that day
Mhm.
was first they're all men.
Yep. Boring.
Yeah, she was able to paint from a woman's perspective for like the first time ever.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So not only being like attacked, but also like motherhood and just like, you know, woman things, you know, girly things, you know?
The female experience is portrayed in her art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we love her. Great.
So when she was 17, she made her first painting, which is it was a depiction of the story Susanna and the Elders. And like
Hmm.
around that time, it was a really popular story for painters because it just had like such a wide range like you could depict it from. But basically, what it is this woman is like bathing in the garden, and these men are spying on her from a distance, and
Ew.
they start to attack her, and they tell her that if she doesn't submit that they'll say that they caught her with a lover and it'll just ruin her image. So like men were painting these, and they were painting Susanna as just this beautiful woman who's just ashamed to be looked at naked, you know?
Mm.
And it's kind of just out of touch, you know? Of course the men would paint it like that.
Yeah, they gotta sexualize everything.
Yeah, yeah. But Artemisia, at 17, she's able to take it from a woman's perspective, and she, in the way Susanna is placed, her hand is up in like self defense as if she's going to like strike the men. Which
Hmm.
wasn't in any other of the paintings. And then also, she had a hand shielding her face because although she was naked, she was more afraid of the shame that it would bring to her family from knowing who
Okay.
she was. So,
Yeah.
this was her depiction of it,
Hmm.
and that's kind of what got her the traction to get more painting job, you know, get build her
Yeah.
career.
Build some gigs and all that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So a year after she makes this beautiful painting, you know,
Mhm.
her husband, oh my god, her dad hires his friend called Agostino Tassi. Say their name, you know, because
What?
okay, you know what, you'll get that in just a bit. Um, he he was right. He was wait, what's the word? He was hired by her father to act as a
That's
tutor.
the word you couldn't find.
Okay, we're moving on. We're moving on. Um, he hires Agostino Tassi to be her tutor. I don't even know what for. I looked at it and whatever. Not the point of the story.
Maybe it was all subjects. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think it was like shading or something. But I don't know.
Oh,
Anyway,
okay.
so he hires her him, what the fuck? And he rapes her,
Oh,
and I won't go into they have it recorded for some reason, like the specific details of what happened.
what?
Yeah, I don't know how they kept that record. I mean, there was a trial and everything, but
Oh, okay.
so well, just a minute. But anyway,
Mhm.
so he rapes her. The only details I'll give you about this encounter was that she grabbed his dick so hard that his skin ripped. Um and then and then grabbed a knife and started chasing him with it.
Oh my
So
god, what a queen. Wait, that's amazing though. I just wanna okay, these might be details I don't need to, seek out, but, like, in what way did she like, was she about to rip that thing off?
I don't know, I hope so. Um
I yeah. Like,
uh,
castration via pulling is crazy talk, and
yeah.
you know what? Like, for sure 100% deserved. So, damn. Okay, moving on. Wow.
So that's why I said Agostino Tassi say their name because you
Yes,
know,
yeah.
we need to be
Fuck that dude.
yeah, yeah. We need to be
Hold him
voicing these
accountable.
mhm.
We curse his name. He is if, if hell is a place, God forbid, he's there. He is there, and he's in one of the deep layers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
with his little, torn penis, but sucks to suck.
Oh man, it just ripping off.
Oh god. Ew. I don't even have one, and goddamn.
You have to be pulling hard.
Yeah. Well, she had some strong feelings, and I would too. I
Yeah.
would too. But what his name was fucking Argostino.
Yeah.
That seems like today's Chad.
Yeah, it probably
Like
was.
I don't. Ugh, gross.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like Brett. Yeah.
Ooh, stop. Why would you even say that name? Ew, gross.
Brock.
Bro even worse.
This is why I said her father might not be so low as some of the other men of the time, because he was the one that actually he accused Tossie of raping his daughter, and she never
Okay.
came forward or anything. And his
Damn.
father started the trial to go over what had happened, and other women came forward too, actually, and they gave their own stories.
Oh, so Augustino was a full-on scumbag.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, we already been knowing that, but, like, come on, dude.
yeah,
So that was, like, the 15 what was it, like, 50 early
yeah,
1600s, you
yeah.
said?
Mhm.
So early 1600s Me Too movement started
Yes.
by, Miss Girl. Alright. Well, actually, Miss Girl's dad, which is kinda crazy,
Yeah,
but
I know. Yeah. And so this trial, it's a lot different. It was a lot different then than what it was now, especially what what raped was looked at, like, in a way, because now we talk about like the physical violence that you put on another human. They looked at it as if you just dishonored me and my family. Like it wasn't anything about the fact that
Oh,
like you hurt me, you know?
yeah.
Because now she wasn't a virgin, you know?
So they were more concerned about what others thought about them
Yeah.
than the impact it had on them personally.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's sad, but okay.
I think that's why she probably didn't come forward.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I mean, she probably was shamed. Like, you know, people after they're raped, they usually like are ashamed of what happened, you know?
Yeah, that does often be the case, which
Yeah.
is sad.
And I kind of have a little respect for her dad, you know, because he could have kept quiet to prevent that shame from ever happening, but he wanted to just like get justice from this, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, whatever. Dad wasn't a total piece of shit. All right, moving on. More about his daughter, the main character.
so one thing about after you come forward as a rape victim, then they had to do like an inspection to make sure that
Ooh.
like it actually happened. And then they also had to undergo torture to ensure that the victim wasn't lying about it. So they would
Oh my
torture them and then
god.
like continuously ask if it happened, you know? Yeah.
Jesus. Okay, so nothing about that is great. This is not the Me Too movement of the early 1600s.
No.
This is just a way for a bunch of men to continue abusing women in the name of the law. All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. Great.
What's this fuck ass name? What is his name again?
Oh, Augustino?
Yeah, Argostino Tossi. So anyway, he he was found guilty, you know, for the crimes, and then he was exiled, but only for a little bit, and he didn't even go, and they didn't force him to. So like
Excuse me?
nothing happened to him.
So nothing happened to Augustino. They couldn't even like finish the castration. Come on. Like one little punishment. Come on.
It probably wasn't that big anyway. They probably just had to flick it and it would fall off at that
Yeah.
point. But
God damn. All right. You're low blow, low blow.
basically nothing happened to him. And he had also promised Artemisia and her father that he would marry her, and he
Ew.
he didn't. And then he ended up being married to somebody else, like during the whole trial. So
Some other girl put up with that bullshit.
apparently,
Uh, I know it's a very different time. A lot of things were out of our hands, so we don't know the whole story,
yeah,
but I am judging her a little bit. But okay.
yeah. Because of that, her father, now he wasn't a saint. He was a man, okay? He
Mhm.
arranged a marriage for Artemisia because her
Yeah.
honor was ruined, whatever. So when I searched this up, like about her new husband and whatever,
Mhm.
basically they said that he was like a deadbeat and what he was uninteresting. And that was the reason why their marriage just fizzled out. So they like remained
Uh,
married, but they like went their separate ways. They had nothing to do with each other really.
that sounds like a lavender marriage to me.
That's why I said, we'll get to it, but I think she could be a lesbian.
She
Yeah.
had some side pieces.
Yeah. One thing, while she was married, she was able to live without the constraints of horrible wife duties, during that time. So
Mhm.
she just stayed home all day and she just painted. And that's when her like
What's your practice in?
yeah, she was getting hired by people, like commissioned, and she was really honing her skill. One of her more well-known paintings is Self-Portrait of a Lute, and that's actually in Hartford, Connecticut, at the
Oh,
Wadsworth Atheneum. Um,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that's from around the area where Michaela's at. So,
Yeah,
just thought
very
I'd pop
nice.
that in there.
Thank you for telling people where I live.
Yeah,
Appreciate that.
let me give you her address right now, actually.
I live really far away from Hartford, Connecticut. Okay, I live so far away.
Just forget that, actually. Strike from the record.
We weren't talking about anything really. Anyway, she never painted anything. Moving on. The end. Okay, bye. I'm just kidding.
They're coming after us. uh,
All two
but
people.
anyway, as she was honing her skill, she eventually went to art school, which she was the first woman to ever go to. It was a really prestigious school. I'm totally gonna butcher this name. Don't come at me.
That's embarrassing. Okay.
Oh, I don't even want to say it.
Mm.
Accademia delle Arti del Disegno. That was probably I,
Delle
I,
Arti? Are you
I
sure
know.
about that?
Some Italian is rolling. They're they're being held back right now.
Okay, you know who's rolling in their grave? Our great grandparents.
I totally forgot. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Nana and Papa, I'm pretty sure both fluently spoke
Oh
Italian.
yeah. You know what? They're being held back right now.
Yeah, right now they're
There's just like punches flying above my head.
they're like, this our dumb ass great grandchildren forgot their root.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. Anyway, I don't think arty is how you say that, but we're gonna let it slide.
Okay, you get the point though. You can probably spell it from that. If you want to look up
Yeah.
more.
If you are the pronunciation police, you can look it up on your own and learn how to pronounce it correctly. we our research here is limited. Okay, we got shit to do.
Moving on, okay? So she went to this art school and she met Galileo and Michelangelo, among many other.
Also men, but okay.
Well, she was the first woman, so there probably wasn't any other women.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, go get her.
She was hired by Galileo to do parts of the ceiling that was at the family estate dedicated to Michelangelo. So,
Damn. She was one of his workers.
yeah.
That's very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So this is kind of where she hit her prime. She was like knocking out commissions for like kings at this
Mhm.
point. And during that, she had 5 children. So apparently that guy didn't stay away too long.
Well, and it only takes one time for each, so,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay. Yeah. Just.
fulfilling their duties.
Yeah. But sadly, 3 of them died in childbirth, and one of them died before the age of 5. So she only had one surviving child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word. That's so sad. That probably inspired a lot of really good paintings, though,
Hmm.
I'm sure. I just that's so sad that that was, like, the norm in that time too. I just can't imagine.
Yeah. While she was dealing with this, she was still painting just as much as any man could have.
Well, obviously.
She was the first woman to ever have like a successful painting career where she was actually hired by people.
Mhm.
And one thing that just irked me was her father was also a painter, so she was referred by only her first name.
Yep.
And this is even today, people do this, you know? Men are always referred to as their last name professionally.
Mhm.
Trump, Musk. But women, even like at the same level, are still called by their first names. Hillary,
Yep.
Kamala, you know?
Mhm.
And I think it's just a respect thing.
Mhm. Oh, I agree. It's so strange how it's like no one's really I honestly hadn't even thought about that. Like no one is really thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna call her this because I don't respect her as much." But really that is what it comes down to. And
Yeah. And it's also women can be referred to Miss or Mrs. It based on when they're married, as
yep.
if that is
Yep, but
some sort of
men are just mister.
yeah,
Yeah.
like why should being married define?
Yeah. What a concept.
Anyway, with that, even though she was getting hired for these crazy commissions and doing all this work, she still wasn't being paid well, and so she always was tight on cash.
Mhm.
And in her later life, she moved back to Rome. She traveled a bit throughout her life, but she moved back to Rome, and they think now that she died from the plague. It's not for sure. And she was buried in this gravestone, didn't even have her last name on it. The gravestone is now gone. The church that she was buried at is demolished. So there's no record of her now, really. But one thing that I think was I almost teared up when I read this. So, her last work that she ever did, which is crazy because there must be some way when you're near the end of your life, you can just tell, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she revisited the work of Susanna and the Elders, which she
Mhm.
painted her first ever painting, you know? And her
Yep.
last work was Susanna and the Elders, but she painted Susanna now as instead of shielding her face and like have her
Mhm.
hand up in self-defense or shielding her body, she had her standing up and staring right into the eyes of the men as if like demanding them to
Defiant.
yeah,
Yep.
defiant and like demanding to see this female as a human rather than just as a desirable object.
Yep.
um and that was just
Hell yeah.
yeah,
Wow. She was a true feminist.
yeah,
She really was. Wow, and she hustled so much. Wow. I, you know, often like, you hear all these people that are like, "I wish I could live in this time period." And I would never really choose to live in another time period because it has never been good for women and we're
mm-hmm,
at the best place for women thus far aside from cultures that are matriarchal communities and whatnot. I mean, great, those would I'd thrive honestly, but uh those are not common in the Western world. And but to hear that she was doing her thing to the best of her ability. Women have always been present and we've always been fighting. And yeah, I don't know,
yeah,
it's just cool. And it's cool now that we still have the history of them. I'm just glad we didn't lose the history behind all of these amazing women throughout
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And,
I mean, we did lose a lot of
oh yeah,
history.
yeah, a lot. And oh my gosh, a lot of history. The Library of Alexandria, that shit lives in my head all the time, thinking about the lost history from that. Yeah, it's wow, interesting. Thanks for doing that research.
Yeah, of course.
We will post some pictures of her and her portraits on our Instagram so that you can see some of the work she did. Our two listeners.
Yeah.
Um, check us out. Feel free to,
uh,
share with friends. We will not be promoting this on our own personal social medias for various reasone.
Privacy.
We prefer to remain anonymous.
Yeah. We're undercover.
No one we know must find us.
We're in the princess protection program.
Yes, we are keeping our identities safe because identity theft is not a joke. Yeah. So anyway, this one is out to Ingrid and CJ. Thank
Yeah.
you for being our devoted listeners.
Number one fan.
Number one fans. Love you dearly.
We're going to try to get out a podcast each week, but, we're just girls. So,
We are just girls. And very busy with lots of things. So, but we will do our best. And I think the plan is we're going to like alternate weeks. So one week will be about an artist, one week will be about a composer. Sometimes we might talk about other women in different fields too, if we feel so led. But we'll each do our own research on different things and share what we find. So
Yeah.
yeah, we hope you enjoyed this first one about Artemisia.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Should we say
Yeah.
like bye in 3, 2, 1?
All right, ready?
3,
3.
2, 1.
Bye.
Bye.